Thank you, DJ Sister Love, for taking the time to sit down with me for the R2RB podcast series. Bernie is a longtime DJ from New York, and my partner Ron Pimble and I were introduced to Bernie by her nephew Jermaine, and we are very grateful for the introduction. And Bernie, how are you doing?
I'm well. Thank you for asking, Deb.
Oh, you're welcome. All right. So to get us started, I usually like to ask two questions. If you could visit anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Oh, wow. You got me off guard there. I think France.
I like it.
Yes.
Any particular reason?
It's a place where people are so different than here, where we look at color, sexuality, and all of those horrible things. And I've heard that France does not. And so I am of that thought process and that vibe and that feeling.
I like it. Absolutely like it. What's your favorite app on your phone and why?
MixCloud.
Surprise.
I can criticize my own sets, and I can also listen to a bunch of other DJs and see what's going on out in the world.
That's great. Yeah. I mean, we can do everything on our phones these days.
Everything.
It's amazing. Yep, absolutely. All right. So who is DJ Sister Love before becoming a DJ?
Wow. DJ Sister Love was DJ Love before becoming DJ Sister Love. And before that, I am a mother. I am a grandmother. Well, I guess before becoming DJ Sister Love, yeah, I'm a mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, sister, aunt. I'm very family-oriented. I'm also a reverend in the church, and I love God, and I have gone through a lot of trials and tribulations in life, and I had retired, so I thought, in 2000 from DJing. I was like, that's enough. I was tired of crates, tired of all the vinyl, feeling like DJs weren't DJs anymore. And then I got COVID, and God brought me back to music.
Thank God. Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. We're so appreciative to have you on R2RB. Absolutely. And where did you get your appreciation of music? Where'd that come from?
My family. You know, music was always a part of my life. You know, people say, when did you start DJing? I said, when I got a record player, when I was probably about 2 or 3 years old, the needle was in the top, or whatever was in the top, and you put it down, Deb, you look like you remember, you know, you put it down and it played the music. And
that was the best.
That was the best. You know, as a young person growing up, there was always music around, from jazz to R&B to any and all types of music. And then I started playing the flute when I was about 10 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was also a musician. So I've always had this ear. And when I joined the church, I was like, I've always wanted to sing. So I also sing in the choir.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Are there other family members that play an instrument, or is that something you picked up on your own? And
you know, Deb, it's funny because the genes are something else, right? Because I did not grow up with my biological father, but my biological father's family, they are the more religious, and I attended a funeral for a little cousin. And as we stood around the grave, as they were lowering the casket, the family broke out into song. And I was like, they were singing a gospel song. And I mean, the harmony and I was like, wow. So my sisters with my mother always say to me, oh, you got that from your father's side. Yeah, so I guess my musicality came from them. Also, when I was young in Mount Vernon, they would have summer band camp. I was exposed to a lot of instruments, and I loved woodwind instruments.
Wow.
Yeah, I miss that.
So you don't play anymore, or do you just pick it up on occasion, or?
I have one over across from us, Deb. I pick it up every once in a while, but anything we do takes practice. Anything. And so it's like, yeah, I remember how to play, but I'm nowhere near like I used to be. I could teach someone. I'm hoping one day maybe my grandson or one of my great grandsons will say they want to play, and I'll give it to them and I'll pay for the lessons.
There you go.
Yes.
Were you self-taught, or did you have lessons for the flute in your?
Oh no, I learned in school.
Nice.
And then my parents sent me to a music school.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I didn't go, Deb. I was too busy wanting to hang out with my friends. I probably could have been a worldwide musician. Who knows?
Right. But God had other plans for you, because besides, right? Absolutely. So besides the music career, you also had a career in.
I'm a respiratory therapist. I'm a retired respiratory therapist.
And how long were you in that field for?
30 odd years.
Wow.
Yes. I was so grateful to be in that field. My mother died of Lou Gehrig's disease.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Yes, I was in my early 30s. And I think like 2 years after she passed, 2 to 3 years, God sent me back to school. I couldn't believe it, to be a respiratory therapist. How does that happen?
Right.
I took care of a lot of people who have Lou Gehrig's. And I just was blessed to do home care for 14 years. And then I was in the critical care hospital. And I served as, sometimes I would turn my hat around and I'd serve as a non-trained chaplain.
Right.
But I always prayed that people took care of my mother the way I took care of others. And if I caught somebody mistreating patients in the medical field, I couldn't speak to them any longer.
No, I don't. No. Absolutely.
No.
No. And so did your love of your music and your appreciation for music, did that help you balance out your day from being a respiratory?
From being a respiratory therapist? It actually, Deb, it's so funny because at one point it was like my second or third job.
Oh, wow.
So I had contract. I wrote up my own contract, and I did weddings, private parties. And so I did it and I got paid. And so it was a third job. I loved doing it. Just the passion is a passion and a drive.
And I know you have a drive for it all. And so I one of the things I was going to ask you is, being a DJ for you is more than just spinning records. What does it mean to you?
Deb, I love your questions. I truly love to bring joy. And so when I play, I love to watch people. I love to watch their faces. I love to watch their body movements. And, and I get so excited. I was known as that girl going to dance, as a DJ. I still do. A friend of mine caught me when I played recently in a club. And I literally, the song hit me and I'm jumping up and down. And he put it on Instagram and I'm on fire. And I'm like, I just love to play for the people. The money is nice. Not in house music, you're not really making it, although people believe that. a lot of these things that I'm doing are free,
Wow.
But maybe one day.
Wow. The passion that you have is just part of your soul, I believe.
It really is, Deb. It really is. And I, as well as playing, I love to dance. And my family, they love music, While I was in Atlanta, I was telling you I was in Atlanta, I
Right.
got to spend time with one of my nieces. Her mother, my sister was there visiting at the same time. Two of her sons that I got to spend time with them, and then their babies.
Aw.
And one's wife and the babies were so amazed by me. I was just dancing. There was a house music event down there. They met me there. That's
Oh,
where we
no.
first met up. And the babies, I mean, to see this little baby, the smallest one, just turned a year while I was down there.
Ah.
And every time he saw me now, he would start bouncing. He'd start bouncing. And it, that pure love, like
Yeah.
that's why I don't know when I started loving music, because our babies, they love music, they just
Just
have it.
it kind of creeps in and just kind of snags you.
Yeah, it's a connection. Music is a language where we don't have to all know the same language,
No.
but we know that there is a movement, a passion,
Yep.
and it is connecting.
Exactly.
It
Exactly.
really heals the soul. It heals the spirit. I tell people when I'm out, please don't come. I'm leaving everything on the floor. I don't want to talk about any of the world problems. Reverend Bernie does not want to be ministering to people in that moment. I am truly trying to leave my burdens, just like when I go in church.
Exactly.
So I do play gospel house as well, and my pastor is one of my greatest supporters. I have a bunch of people in the church who really support me, and so that's music.
Yeah.
I have
It,
a
it
shirt that says,
it's a universal language and feeling. If you want to be happy, you crank up one song. You want to
yes,
cry and get it all out, you play
yes,
another song.
yes.
You just
You
want to
know,
dance.
it's so funny, Deb, because I have a shirt that says, let me turn that light on for you. It says, music is what feelings sound like.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I don't play an instrument. I can't sing, but I certainly can feel the music and dance to it.
That's it. That's it.
So actually, so how did you get started with the DJing?
It's so funny. While I was in Atlanta, I saw one of my best friends for over 40 years. We've been friends. And we lived together at one point. And when she moved in, she bought these two turntables and a mixer. I had started before, and I can't imagine what I did. I think I had two turntables, rigged it up. I don't know what I did, but when she moved in with this equipment, I kind of took over. I kind of took over so much. My daughter was young, of course, at the time. She thought the equipment in her memory was mine. Yes, in her mind, it was mine. And I said, no, it was actually Adrian's. I shout out to Adrian Berry. Thank you. And I'm the DJ, and now I'm trying to help her come along. She has equipment now.
It,
She
it's
just,
it's different now, though. You've gone from two turntables and the controller,
oh
and
my God,
and now you're digital.
yes,
What was that transition like for you? Because
oh my God.
I've spoken to other DJs, as you know, that have come from where you were to into the digital age. So what was that like?
So, Deb, as you know, I started with 45s. I had a case where I stacked my 45s, I'm saying, in the spindle and the quarter on the nickel, whatever worked on the arm.
Right.
and then DJing and go, making sure you had a supply of needles and, all the stuff to make sure your records were clean. And so when they started with the CDs, I immediately said, those are not DJs. Those were not DJs. And, there was all the sounds that you heard were from us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If there was an echo, we created that echo. There was a sound that I discovered. For me, it was if I got the two records to play at the exact same pitch and speed, that it would make a sound like, and I called it my airplane sound. Now it's on the mixer and it's called a flinger. And I said I should have patented that.
Right.
So the only reason I bought a controller was because a friend that I worked with was into house music. And so we would hang out. He would have parties in the park, and then he would have parties in his house. And so he knew that I had DJed previously. And he was like, oh, we are at his house at a party. And he says, you're up next. And I said, up next what?
Yeah.
I don't know how to use that stuff, computers and I can use a computer. I'm technologically savvy. So he was like, oh no, you just drag and drop. That's what you do, drag and drop. And I was like, I didn't even know what music was out. I just was dancing. And I did that, Deb, and people started coming in the room. Bernie, we didn't know you DJ. And I was like, oh, okay. But it reignited the DJ bug in me.
The passion. So
I bought a small controller, and then I found, hey, I got more effects. I don't have to make the effects. I've got effects. So I was trying to learn all of that stuff. And when COVID hit, and I started out just playing on Facebook for fun.
Right.
And then people came along and were like, no, we want you to play with our team. We want you to play over here.
Wow.
Digitally. And so I started doing that. And so my perfectionist nature had me go out and buy a Denon Prime 4.
Of course.
And so now I'm playing, and I was like, wait a minute. So everything that I did by ear, it's called beat matching now. I didn't have a name for it. Now it's called beat matching. And I had to learn. I was like, you know how to do this. It's just now digital.
Right.
And so I began to realize it's still the same thing, making the beats match, and putting it all together. And then I have a bunch of DJ friends who show me different things. Like just recently, a friend of mine showed me how to do this echo thing. And I'm like loving it. And so I love it. And then I have some female DJs who said you need CDJs. You're not going to go into a club and they're not going to let you bring your controller. Your controller is beautiful, but that's not what you're going to find in the industry.
Right.
And so now I've become very, do you have CDJs? If I come to play. So all I need to go out with is my USB.
Crazy.
I love it.
It's crazy, right? I mean, you've gone from your crates of vinyl all the way to I've got everything I need right here.
Everything. And the amount of music.
Oh my God. At your fingertips.
People do not understand the work that DJs put in. As a DJ before with vinyl, like rock and soul, I can't remember the other stores. It was on West 4th Street. There were stores all over. And you would go in and you would stand there for hours. And you were either listening, you were either listening or you were asking for, or you were exactly searching. Now it's like, I have some great people, I hear the music, then you go on such platforms such as TrackSource, and you sit there for hours. And you're looking up at different genres and the amount of music that you have. is incredible.
It is definitely incredible. Do you miss the vinyl?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still have it.
Yeah. Do you have your collection?
I'm like, where am I going to do with it? Um, I need more space now in my music room and to make it neater and nicer. And so yes, I do. I still have my turntables.
Wow.
I have my
Original equipment.
so yeah, I'm like, and
Wow.
people are telling me you can connect your turntables to
Yeah.
your digitally. I'm like, that's crazy.
Right.
I haven't gone there yet.
Okay. Well, you might have to try that out. And talking about transitions now with AI, chat AI, and everything, artificial intelligence, do you have a thought on how that's going to affect the industry or not?
You can have artificial intelligence all you want, but if you don't have the passion and the soul, as we've been talking about, to bring forth the music, you don't have music.
I totally agree, and I think that's the best description I've heard so far. Because again, it's just a part of who you are. It's a part
Right.
of who Ron is and Ron K. It's in their soul. It's in your DNA.
Yes.
It's everything that you are comes out through your music. And so I feel that, like you just said, if you don't have the soul in the AI, it's not music.
It's not music.
You know.
It's just a bunch of noise being put down for you to listen to. I don't think that they can ever kill or get rid of DJs.
No. No. No.
I don't think so. We've had DJs before, on the radio stations.
Exactly.
We had DJs that were famous for being on a radio station.
Yeah.
There's a song, a friend of mine sent me this, and I was loving it. So sometimes at the end of my set, I'll play it. There I go, there I go, there I go, there. And I'm like, and people are going, where did you get that? And I'm like, that's how far back, Deb, to be honest, it was a merging of that
Yeah.
platform. At first it was, you had the Caucasian radio station and the Black radio station, and then all of a sudden it merged and it was like one sound, because I loved Karen Carpenter. When she died, it broke my heart.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm saying Stevie Nicks. I love all of that. I love all of that. And I love sometimes that people will look, I have a Pink Floyd house record. And people are like, where did you get that? And I'm like, I just love it. I love it.
Yeah, and that again, it comes from who you are and what you feel and how the music makes you feel. So come bringing it all together. So, Bernie, you took a break from DJing to raise your daughter, you had said earlier. What got you back into DJing?
I don't know, Deb. I know the last time I got back into, but before that, I don't know. Like I always needed music, and then all of a sudden, I do know. Forgive me. It was my daughter's baby's father, and he knew I was a DJ, and he gave me 2 turntables and a battery-operated mixer. I was like, does this man know what he just did? Shout out to Van Johnson. And it just, like I said, each time it just sets off a bug.
Sparks. It's the spark.
Yes.
It's that inner spark that just the littlest thing will bring you back in, which I'm very grateful that you are back into DJing.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you.
So
because we need you.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
And so did you take 2 breaks from DJing and now you're retired and you're doing the DJing?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. I did. I took 2 breaks. So I started in the late 70s and then I took a break and and raised my daughter. And then it was in the 90s. So in the 80s, I had music in the house, but in the 90s was when I really, started putting everything into the DJing. So
Right.
from the 90s to early 2000s was when I said, enough.
Right. Yep. There you go. Absolutely. So if I can touch on just a little bit, and unfortunately, everyone has been affected by COVID, the pandemic, in one shape or form. It's taken a toll on everybody, a little bit or a lot. And in your case, could you share with everybody kind of how music again saved you?
Absolutely, Deb. So in March, either 26th or 27th of 2020, I woke up and I had the fever. And I told myself, you're not sick. You're just scared. Because we were. Thank you for giving me this platform. I saw people die in rapid succession. I saw people, not have loved ones by their side. I actually wrote a poem called COVID for school. I was in seminary, and I felt like I was in a war zone, although I've never been in a war. And, when I got sick, I was home for 7 days, monitoring myself. And then I knew I had felt like I was suffocating 2 nights in a row. And awakened in the bed, and I saw my oxygen dropping, called the ambulance, and ended up in the hospital on 100% oxygen, I believe, for another 8 days.
Wow.
I came home on oxygen, the nasal cannula in the nose, and I could only get around my house with a rollator that someone loaned me.
Wow.
And it's funny because I did not know if I was going to die while I was in the hospital. But my prayer was, if it's my time, thank you. Thank you for all the things that I've lived to do. And I was praying for everybody else. I was praying for those taking care of me, the world at large. My family could not see me. I'd send them videos and they'd say, get off the video. But I had one cousin who would say, let the music play, cousin. Let the music play.
Absolutely.
So I came home and I'm on this rollator and I put on some music and I stand up and I am now 160 pounds. And I'm holding onto this rollator and the oxygen's in my nose and I'm holding on to the rollator and I got the phone and I'm sending a video saying, look, cuz I'm letting the music play.
Wow.
And I was struggling trying to get out of seminary. I don't remember anything I learned for the 2 years that I was in there. I struggled to get out. And that's why when I was here, depression, anxiety, PTSD, and God said, go play that little. God always has the greatest plan and purpose, right?
Right.
I just bought that thing just to play around with.
Wow.
That's what I thought. And God said, go in there and play that thing, that controller that I had you buy.
Right.
And so I did, and it began to bring me joy, and it started connecting me because we were isolated.
Absolutely.
And Facebook at that time wasn't really bothering us.
Right.
So people would come on, and I was just having fun and bringing joy. People would come in, in the chat, we'd be talking and dancing. And so I cannot believe that I did not expect to retire. It was suggested by the visiting nurse at my young age.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, that if I did not have to, not to go back to the hospital because COVID would come back.
Yeah.
And then a social worker said the same thing to me. And I was like, God, is that you talking? And Deb, I've had some times when I've been down to as low as $40, and I say, okay, God, what do you want me to do? Where am I going? How's this work? And breakthroughs,
Yeah.
breakthroughs, and financially and music, this music, and people like you and Ron come along that play on other platforms, and I'm just amazed.
Well, we are amazed with you because of your passion and your love of God that has brought you to where you are now, DJing, and your health is. Are you all back to 100% feeling good?
Not really.
No, you're still.
I tell people that the title of my story is Smiling Faces. Sometimes they don't tell the truth.
There you go.
Everything's music, right?
Right.
Everything's music.
Yeah, but God gave you this gift of the music, and your ability to be such an awesome DJ and to be able to have that profession, even though it's a part of you, it's really not a profession to you. It's just who you are, to bring you forward to and out of COVID, I believe is a miracle. And you are, here telling your story, your journey, which I hope that other people, and that's what, I like to have a takeaway, is that they hear you, and you have to kind of keep pushing. If you believe in God, then you need to listen to your God, because he will set you on your path. Right. And so we have gone through the last 3 years now,
Yes.
of this awful pandemic, which has affected, as I said, everybody in different ways. And I want people to understand that you need to find something that you can get yourself through whatever that downside of it all is, be it the music or a passion for sewing or a passion. I love doing the podcasting and talking to everybody like this. You have to push yourself, because otherwise, you just let yourself get stuck in that corner. And not a great place to be. So thank you. Thank you.
It is not.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful. I'm humbled and I'm honored. I am humbled and honored every time I wake up, every time I take a breath, every time I take a step, every time I get in front, before I play, I pray and I ask God to use me to bring joy to the world. Because there's somebody out there, a lot of somebodies who aren't talking about what they're feeling.
Right.
And they can't express it. And then they'll hear a song and it'll break them down to tears.
Absolutely.
Out and for joy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like crank up the music. I mean, I that's what I do. Or I'll go and look up, different lyrics and stuff, and find a song and crank that one up.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, although what's funny is because I used to play R&B, clean hip hop, and it's funny because I'd play a little house. I don't know. I was intimidated by house.
Oh, really?
Yes. But when I came back in COVID, God brought me back to house, and sometimes I miss my R&B. So sometimes I get up there and I say, okay, I'm going to play. I'm going to do R&B. It's going to be a little different today, And so I like people to know, please don't put me in a box. No. And I tell people in a minute, in a heartbeat, please don't put my God in a box. Yeah. And don't put me in a box.
There you go. Absolutely.
Because God knows exactly who he called.
Yep.
With all of my defects and shortcomings, God knows who God called.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so, the music is about God. My singing, I was so happy, Deb, to sing 5 days. It was a lot. It was a lot of learning words, just thanking God.
Yeah.
For absolutely. Where I am.
Yeah. And I'm grateful you are where you are. Bernie DJ Sister Love. It was at DJ Love first, and then you changed it to the DJ Sister Love. Why?
When I started on a digital platform, I was with a group called The Seven, right? And this guy John taught me everything I know. I'm crazy when it comes to. That's another thing people don't realize, that I even got kicked off of YouTube. I don't know how long they're kicking me off for, because I was taking videos and just using the backgrounds. I love beautiful backgrounds. So what happened was, when you put in DJ Love, you couldn't find me. And so during a meeting, they said, "Do you mind? We've been talking. If we change your name to DJ Sister Love." So I must go back. Forgive me. I was DJ Love and Company.
And Company, okay.
Company was my brother.
Aw.
My brother Jamie was my company. He carried the crates. He set up. I couldn't let him play because he would play some crazy stuff, but he knew he was better than me. He knew who was singing. He knew the producers. He knew the year. So it was hard for me to let go of. I had let go of the company, but it was hard for me to let go of DJ Love.
Wow.
Because I associated it with my brother.
Right.
And I sat a moment when they asked, and I prayed, and my brother's spirit said, "I like it."
Aw.
DJ Sister Love.
Yeah. And DJ Sister Love has a message.
Yeah, the message is love. And so that's why my brand is Love is the Message.
Yeah.
So that's why my entire thing is DJ Sister Love of Love is the Message. And that happens to be one of my third oldest sister's favorite songs. And I would play that on vinyl. And I was like, what is my brand? What is my brand? And my sister would come down. I lived in the Bronx, and she loved the way I played that song. And I would mix it up, and I would do all that stuff, even till today. As a matter of fact, one of her best friends became very into the church, but a different type of church where she doesn't listen to music or anything. And if I'm playing and she hears that first beat of Love is the Message, boom, she's gone.
Aw.
It was very fitting. Love is the
my
message.
gosh. Wow. So what's next for DJ Sister Love?
That is a great question, Deb. I am just following the path that God has before me. Sometimes I say, okay, it's enough. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's not enough. I am getting my first paid gig in this house music thing and next Saturday, as a matter of fact, and leaving from one place, going to another second place to play. And I just want to live. I want to breathe. I want to dance. I want to play.
Good.
See where I don't want to, some people, Deb, I watch some people, and I try to tell this community, like, I thought this house community was a place of love. And then I see DJs backbiting, and it hurts me. And I'm like, if Jesus fed all the people with a loaf of bread, there's enough out here for all of us.
Absolutely.
So I'm not out here trying to, I got to be the next Louis Vega, Joe Claussell. That's not my ambition. If that happens, that's because God called me to it. There are people on all levels that love music.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? If I could play a kids' party.
Yeah.
I love to watch my great-grandchildren, I love to watch them dance and bounce around. I love to watch them come in the room when I'm playing.
Yeah.
they can do that. And you
Right.
know what I'm saying? They start putting hearts and emojis in, and because they're technologically more savvy than we are, you know, to playing some R&B. I did a old school, of course, YouTube took that down. I did 60s and 70s. I'm still learning because I lost a lot of music in these external hard drives. I didn't know you're not supposed to use them, just store them. But playing for older people, playing for seniors, people who are sitting there and think that life has ended until you put on some music.
And it sparks all the memories.
And it brings back all the memories.
Absolutely.
Or
That's
even
right.
new memories.
Yep.
I was at a venue and I watched a woman, 93 years old.
Wow.
And I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
You know, that's what music does.
Absolutely. It is, again, a universal language for everybody, no matter where you're from, who you are. It is
It doesn't
universal.
matter age.
No.
You know, this new age music, it's a little rough, you know. The times are rough and these young people want to have a voice. I just wish their voice was a little more respectful.
A little.
You know, so I try to monitor what the children around me watch. So to watch the babies, those young babies in
Oh my
Atlanta,
gosh, yeah.
house music, and it, you know, and then it didn't care what it was.
No, no, they just want to move.
Yeah, you
They
know,
don't know.
go.
We got it. We got it.
Know what that is already, Deb.
Right?
1 year old, go.
I love
That's
it.
one of my favorite
Oh
things
my
when I'm
gosh.
playing. I say, let's go, you know. Yeah, I get really into it,
Oh
excited.
my gosh. That's a full heart. Absolutely. So how can people get in contact with you?
You can easily contact me, 914. Let me remember the number that my friend last sent me. I think it's 553-6229.
Okay.
553-6229. I hope I got it right. Blessed 149, BLESSED, numbers 149 at Verizon.net. Come on and find me on MixCloud, DJ Sister Love. Find me on Facebook, DJ Sister Love. I'm sorry, Bernie Grateful. But I also have the group DJ Sister Love. Then I have You're Always in There. What is it? DJ Sister Love's house.
Yeah.
So I'm easy to find. I am Bernie Grateful, Grateful. If you're looking for me on Facebook, friend me. You know, I monitor everything, and I also have a group. I'm trying to see if I continue with it called Team Chosen.
That
So
is a great lineup for you. And Bernie, I am grateful for you. I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me and sharing your journey because I think it's an awesome journey.
you are an incredible person, Deb.
Thank you.
I so appreciate you and Ron from the first conversation that we had.
We connected.
It just continues to grow. And I'm like, you say, what's next? I'm like, where are we going?
Right?
Where is Real to Real Broadcasting going? And I'm here for the ride, and you know that.
I do.
And I look forward to growing.
Yes, we appreciate that. We are looking for you to grow with us. And in the excuse me, in the last 2 weeks, things have started to spark for R2RB, Real to Real Broadcasting. So yeah, we're
happen.
it was bound to happen, and we're looking forward to sharing with you and all the other family members that we have with R2RB. So stay tuned.
I'm excited. Thank you so much, Deb.
Thank you, Bernie.
I am so grateful for you and Ron. I'm grateful for my nephew. I didn't know this is one of my quietest nephews, and he's in his 50s. So my nephews are not babies. But when he sent me the text and said, "Oh, Jalen's uncle, right, is a DJ and he's got this station or something," and then let's see, send him my information. So as you know, Ron said when he got that message, he and I were feeling the same about each other. Yeah, everybody's a DJ. Everybody got station. Everybody.
That's true. That's a true fact.
Yes. And it's like, and now, the bond is made. It's sealed.
Respect.
There's nowhere for us to go but up.
Absolutely.
Who knows? Well, maybe I won't be playing outside. Maybe I'll just be playing on reel-to-reel broadcasting.
There you go. Who knows? That's right.
We talked about a podcast. Who knows? I have to learn from you. You're a great interviewer. Thank you.
No, thank you. Yep. This will be on the R2RB podcast on Reel-to-Reel Broadcasting. Yes, ma'am. Bernie, again, thank you so much. And I look forward to doing another interview on follow-up to see where we are in 6 months.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.